Hey, welcome to the bridge call tonight. And tonight is solstice. And I'm going to be working with Danny Dalton, my friend here. And what we're going to be doing tonight is talking about channeling. Everything you ever wanted to know about channeling. Do you want to
Whatever
channel?
we
Do you
can
not want to
figure out.
channel?
Mhm.
So Danny, how are you tonight?
Good. I'd like to welcome everybody to our channel, to the Bridge Call, where we can bridge from dark to light and all those other planetary things. Yeah, we're going to talk about channeling tonight. For those that I think we all do it to a small degree. We really do. Sometimes we're talking to someone and that person needs to hear something, and it'll be coming from your heart. And many of us have had that, where we understand that, boy, I don't think that was me talking. Why did I say that to that person? Right? I really believe we all do it to a small degree. But we have abilities where we can tap into different people, even beings. I myself got the gift to be able to have a conversation with a tree. And so that's really a form of channeling, right? My energy is tapping into their energy, my consciousness, and we can feel each other's energies, and the tree opens up to me. We have a small little conversation, and it's usually a message for me or what about the planet. I mean, we can do this. So I truly believe all of us can do this to a certain degree if you work on it, and if you allow your consciousness to just travel and move on, type of thing. So the gift came to me a few years ago, and it's been improving ever since. So the last few years, I've been able to channel, because some people would like to channel a divine being. I can channel Archangel Michael, Lord Jeshua, but do humans. And so that's what I think we're going to do tonight. Isn't that what we mentioned, Lucy?
Yes.
So I've been able to channel very important people. I tap into their energy. I get permission to have a conversation. And I've channeled Lady Diana. I've channeled JFK Jr., Trump, other prominent people. I guess we have to understand that they're all alive. JFK Jr. is still alive. Same with Lady Diana. And many other prominent ones that we may think are gone are not gone. They faked their deaths because they're important. So what can we talk about channeling? In a way, their consciousness steps in and uses my voice. Is basically what it is. And I have to get out of the way. And, you really have to empty your mind and allow them to speak through you. And we know there's some famous channelers out there like Cryon, which is Lee Carroll, who does very good channeling. Bashar is the entity that I can't quite remember. Daryl, is it?
Daryl, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these men are very good channelers. They do a magnificent job. They're on another level. In many ways, I'm more of an amateur compared to them. But I am able to tap into people's and actually let them come through and have a conversation with them. And so as they're coming through me, if I have a question in my mind, they hear my question and they'll automatically answer it. I don't have to speak the question, right? At least this is how I work. And so as the channeling is moving on and on, it progresses to a point where it's enough information for today. The person I'm contacting wishes to close, and it's done. Might only be 5 minutes, it might be 20 minutes, right? So I don't know if you want to open the floor for is there any questions about channeling, how it works? How can I get involved?
How do we turn it on? How do we turn our abilities on? Can everybody see both of us on the screen at the same time?
No.
No, just one at a time, right?
Yes.
Ay,
Hmm.
ay, ay.
I see both.
Do you?
Yeah.
Side by
Well,
side?
I see everybody.
That's because you're channeling it. Sorry, I just thought that was funny.
I was
It's
just
probably
wondering,
true.
is Bob Marley still alive?
Well, I'd have to get my pendulum out, test.
So let's ask questions regarding channeling. So
Okay.
channeling, does it something that you have to practice on a regular basis, or does it just come to you naturally? Like how did it come to you?
Just did.
Can I-
All my gifts
did?
just flow with.
That's
Can
good.
Can I ask a question like what Lucy's asking, the same kind of idea? Maybe you can
Mhm.
answer it with it. So like, because Lucy, I know she channels and you channel. What I want to know is how do you get your messages? Because sometimes now it's happened to me, there'll be a word. I'll get a word or something. I don't know. And I don't even know if I'm channeling or if something's coming
It's a
to me.
message.
So I want to know, how do you get your message? How do you guys get your messages? Like, how do they form to you?
Well, if I'm channeling, it's actually coming out of my mouth. I'm speaking it.
Okay. But you see it in your head first or what? Like, I
Nope.
don't, it just comes out.
Now, okay, so channeling is a little different than doing a reading. For me, anyway.
What-
Okay, so channeling is strictly that one person's going to be coming through with a message, right? For
Yeah,
us.
I'm still,
But as you saw when I do readings, I'll actually get a vision of
right.
what's
okay.
going on in their lives. And that tells me a great deal of what's going on, the people, where they live, their family life.
So
I
that's,
get a lot of visions in my, when I do a reading.
okay, so Danny, is divisions different than channeling? Because like Lucy will sometimes say, and she'll go, well, I get this. And I'm like, well, how do you get that? Is that a channel, Lucy, or is that a,
It is a different method, but when I'm channeling a being or a person, I don't really see much at all. It's straight words. They're just using me as a vehicle, coming out my throat, coming out my voice.
and you can do that too, right, Lucy?
I've done that only one time. I was very surprised that I was able to do that. And
Mm,
I have, a person in this group that actually witnessed me doing that. And we just finished a meditation, so we were vibrating pretty high.
Mm.
And one of my friends there, he had a friend that passed on. And, this friend thinks I can just do anything. So he's just like, Lucy, channel her. And I'm like, I can't channel her. What are you talking about? And then I was like, okay, well, let's see what I can do. And right away, she came in.
Hmm.
And what happens too, which is probably what happens to you, Danny, is you feel their emotions, you feel their presence.
Mm.
And it's very loving. It's a very beautiful, energetic presence that happens to the point where you can actually want to cry because there's so much
So
love coming through.
you were doing mediumship.
Yeah, so
I
I'm
was
trying to
doing
figure out the,
mediumship.
yeah, I'm trying to
Okay,
figure out
which
the
is
difference in
slightly
these
different.
things.
To me, I feel channeling is slightly different,
Okay.
where it's only a one-way conversation.
Mm.
Where I'm assuming you, Lucy, you did some speaking and that other being did the speaking. Am I correct?
Yeah, they were speaking and then I was relaying what they were saying.
Mm.
So
Well, that's
that's
a
how
form
it
of
came out.
channeling. That's a form of
Yeah.
channeling.
But
Yeah.
the
But I-
visions you're saying are not necessarily a form of channeling?
Well, for me, they are.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Well, I'm still confused.
No,
you
no.
can get it in a form of a vision. You can get it in
Okay.
a form of information coming in. You can get it as a sense. It depends on how it comes
Okay.
in for you. And then how that, you see that yellow balloon, you get that image of a yellow balloon all the time. It's like, so now you have to decipher what a yellow balloon means to you so you can relay the information, right? So it's like, why do I keep getting a yellow balloon, or what does a red car mean? These are specific things for you.
Okay, so what you're saying is that each person might channel a little bit differently.
Absolutely.
Yeah, some
Okay.
can.
Okay,
Well-
so for you, Danny, you're saying you can either write it, you can either feel it, like, or speak it,
Mhm.
and Lucy might
Get the
get
visions.
conversation, and you might get visions, and Lucy can kind of like, it's a knowing, but also you might have two-way conversation. Okay, well,
Yeah,
that's
automatic
good.
writing is a form of channeling too.
It is.
I used to go to one psychic and I just showed up, and for the first 5 minutes I said, "Hi, my name's Lucy," and then I had to be quiet for the next hour. And she
Oh.
just ferociously wrote. And then at the end of the session, that's what she channeled. And then she would be able to, relay a bit of what she wrote to me.
Okay, so if
'Cause
we're
it was like-
tapping in on some of this stuff, right, of our own abilities, thinking that we're having this, like, because I've been getting like words coming to me, or like a message, but it's not it's not a long thing. What we were talking about today, Danny, when I was telling you about my niece's daughter, and all of a sudden I was like, she's been burned. And then Danny reconfirmed that today, and I was like, I got that message. So just something like that. And then not, and what I'm trying to get at is that you guys trust it. So how do we learn to trust it? And that whole idea of it's coming forward, right?
A lot of it is when I do automatic writing or channeling, I have to get out of the way.
Right.
Let this go. My consciousness, my ideas of the way it should come through. And when I'm channeling, I got to be completely neutral. Completely neutral. It's basically stepping out of the way and letting that energy come and flow through you. It's basically what it is.
But then to really hear it, or really see it, or really feel it,
Yeah,
or
'cause if-
really,
I'm just going to mention Cryon, Lee Carroll. He didn't really believe in this stuff, and he was chosen to channel this being. And it took him 4 years, he says, to get good at it because his mind got in the way. He would do little spurts and it wasn't very smooth. It would be jumpy. And it took him 4 years before it flowed effortlessly through him. Because what our mind gets in the way. Because we start thinking about it. Well, how should it be? Should it be in this kind of voice? Should it be this way? We just have to pull out.
okay.
You
So
just
when
have to pull out.
but
And I
you have
think
to
that's the
guide it
biggest
a-
problem why we don't have more channelers.
Okay.
Sorry?
Yeah, so what you're saying is with that, you kind of have to start to listen to it or feel, or whatever way it comes to you. And then I guess if you're working, you almost have to have a teacher with it to bring your own skills forth. I don't know.
I
No?
did.
No, you didn't. Okay. Lucy, did you?
Well, yeah, I had people like Franco confirming, so in the beginning I was like, oh my God, did this happen to that? Well, it was all happening before I met him. And then I just relay the information. He goes, well, let's ask your soul. So he was teaching me how to tap into my own confirmations versus
Mm,
always looking outside of myself going, was it this? Did I get it right? Like a little kid. So now I had to keep now tapping into my own resource to be able to get confirmation now. And who is confirming? Is it soul confirming? Is it ego confirming? So you had to learn how to decipher this.
mm,
So over time, you get more, you trust yourself more and you get more confident.
Exactly.
And then you can start deciphering what's coming in. So I could be having a conversation with somebody could be stuck on whatever. And then I'll ask higher self, his higher self, my higher self collective, how do I serve this person? And I have to stay blank.
Exactly.
I
What you
can't
were
get into
saying.
my head and start figuring it out. I have to just wait.
mhm.
And then boom, it's like, use the basketball analogy. And I'm like, okay.
So,
And then I go,
And
okay,
that-
you know how you play basketball? He's like, yeah. And I
Mm,
would have never have come up with that. I had to wait for the information. So it's not about trying to jump in the conversation and try to, with your
Force it. You
ego,
can't
your
force it.
mind.
right.
You gotta be.
Exactly.
And then it comes in. I don't know if anybody's ever heard Paul Saleg channel.
Hmm.
I've seen him live also, and he's a beautiful guy, but another guy who resisted it, thought it was crazy, right? And then when he channels, he literally says it twice. And he says the first round super fast, and then the second time he says it slower. But he's like da 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 and da 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 da. And so
Oh,
you're
yeah.
hearing this message twice all
Okay,
day long, right?
okay.
And he's got beautiful books out too, like What is Love? We Are Love. Very, very, very beautiful. But another one who resisted a lot in the beginning.
Mm.
I can understand.
Yeah, because like he does it, it's weird. His channeling is weird, but it's
Is
beautiful.
it?
The messages are beautiful.
Well, so is Bashar. He's quite an interesting one to watch.
Well, Bashar, yeah, he's got a different personality, but he's very clean and straight. Where Paul Saleg, you're hearing the message twice. All
Okay.
night.
Wow,
He can't say it
Interesting.
one time. He says it twice all the time.
that's interesting.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what
Well, that's
about
good.
channeling groups or collectives?
I did that recently. One of the star councils, I channeled the entire council. So as a collective, the council spoke to me as one voice to me. That was quite interesting,
Mm-hmm.
quite interesting. I don't know if people are ready for that one. I'll keep it to myself for now. Maybe I'll share it with you sometime. It's really, really big information.
Okay.
And it's something I don't normally do. I got, okay, so when you talk about channeling, it's more than a message. It was a very strong feeling that I needed to get a hold of this race. And that doesn't happen to me. And it was very strong. So in a quiet moment, I sat down and I put out my consciousness to them. And first thing, when you want to channel anything, you really need permission, right? I always ask for permission. I want to make sure I'm not stepping out of my boundaries, right? It's like going to someone's house. Are they going to let you in or not? Were you invited? So of course, whoever I'm tapping into, their consciousness, their higher self picks up on my energy, feels that it's safe and we can go. So this council picked up on my energy and it was immediate. And so it was a two-way street where I would ask questions, they would fill in the blanks, and they had a great deal of information for me that made me feel so much better about the planet and where we are positioned right now. It was tremendously good information. So yeah, we can channel collectives, right?
And also, like, can you channel like Earth, other planets?
Mother Earth.
Can be
Something
channeled,
have I, did you say?
or it can be channeled, correct?
Yes. Yes. Because Mother Earth has consciousness. She's an incredible being.
Yeah, I've
Mhm.
seen you do. I've seen you do
Incredible.
that one, Danny. Right?
Yes. So I haven't had anything that I can't channel into. I know it's going to sound weird, but I can channel bugs.
You can channel what?
Bugs.
What do they say?
Bugs.
What about the sun, Danny? The sun.
The SUN.
Yes.
I have never done that.
Okay.
Boy, that's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
I just been seeing a lot of pictures online of the sun and how big it looks like it's getting bigger,
And brighter.
like just and brighter. And so today it was like I just could feel, I don't know, it just felt really good. Like I just feel something good's gonna happen, and just, I don't know, it just felt really good.
Well, it is solstice day today.
Solstice today, yeah.
Well, quick
Yeah.
little story about the sun.
Okay.
Minimum, at least 2 years ago, I'm with a friend outside, and it was a bright sunny day, and he came up with this theory. He says, have you seen some of the pictures on the internet where some people see two suns? Right? And so I have seen these pictures, which are pretty incredible. And he says, can you find out, Danny? So I tapped into the sun, first time I've ever done it. And I asked the question, are there two suns? And immediately the sun said to me, yes, it's spelled S-O-N. The sun, obviously, of God is here, not S-U-N. That is the sun that is coming here. That is already here, sorry. So I have channeled the sun. Sorry, I just forgot about that. It was just for a moment though. So that was, and as soon as I uttered it out of my mouth, my friend and I both had these goosebumps all over our body. Went, I go, whoa, confirmation. It's about the S-O-N. Pronounced the same. As we know, Jesus is here. He's definitely here.
Oh, lost. Okay, I was going to ask someone in the audience to share, but they are not here anymore. Okay.
Oh, someone left?
Yeah, someone I know that can channel. God, I had all these questions and now I'm like, the heck?
So, when I do the bugs, it's a very short thing. It might just a phrase or a sentence, that's it. So they give me messages, especially the one I get the most is from a fly.
That's funny, the fly on the wall. You don't want to be a fly on the wall.
Yeah, I know when they land near me or on me, there's a message coming. I said, oh, nice to meet you. What is it you want me to know today? And it'll be a very short little phrase, just a little something.
Yeah.
So I channel anything. You can channel a tree. Why not?
I met a
I'm
woman.
feeling like I channel trees now too. I
Yeah,
really
it's
do.
cool.
I talk to them all the time, and then they talk back. But I thought I was crazy.
No.
Like
They are.
honestly, there's some of this stuff. This is what's so wild about it. Some of this stuff has been going on, and I'm just saying this because I'm still like, wow, this is an amazing subject. I've been doing this like without knowing my whole life. Like before my biological father died, I got messages for 2 years, and I thought it was my ego, and I thought I was making it up in my head. But it was this message: call him, contact him. It kept going on for 2 years. At the end, it gets stronger and stronger, and it said, contact him. He's dying. And I still didn't listen to it. Then I got another message, contact, he's dying. And they told me how he was dying. And then he died of that exact thing. And then I called my brother, and my brother said he got the same messages for 2 years. And my brother and
Wow.
I, as kids, used to sit outside of our bedroom doors and put cards on our head and say, which one is it? And guess the cards and be right half the time. And, so we just thought we were doing silly things. But what I guess I'm going with that is like the experience of us learning from you guys that you know how to do it. And what, like Lucie was saying, having Franco help, say, yeah, let's confirm so that we can learn from you, because you shouldn't be the only one they're able to channel. Like, I'm not saying that you're not the best at it. I'm just saying we should be able to have some skills over here that we can start to tap in, because
Yeah, we all have abilities. We all have them.
yeah,
We do.
And like you said, you felt crazy or you weren't going to tell anybody. I'm like, I'm not telling anybody this. And I lived like that for a long time. And there's a lot of people walking around going, I'm not telling anybody this information I just got because they'll think I'm crazy.
yeah.
But
So
now we're in a time frame where we can literally just share that, and and the person you share it to, of course, will be the one that could reciprocate and say, oh my God, I feel the same way.
And what I said when I asked Danny today about, I got this message, she was burned, and Danny said to me, Yes, she did. She was. Or when I'll ask you that, Lucy, and you'll confirm it. So then it starts to have us confirm that we're doing.
Picking
It's
up.
something's I'm just learning that I've had this ability, picking up on some of it, and others I'm like, okay, like you just said, Lucy, you're gonna tell anybody. I feel like
No,
you're-
no, I was great. I was not telling anybody that. I could hear everybody talking in the grocery lineup. I'm like, I am.
I went to the mall.
That's a bit too much.
I went to the mall and I had to leave within an hour. I was like, I can't be here. I'm gonna be sick. And I
Yeah.
was like picking up all this energy with the empathic thing, but I don't know. I'm just out there going, what? I just wanted. So you guys are sort of more the experts in it that could guide us, I think.
That's a bit different because you're picking up energy as an empath.
As an empath.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
So an
kinda clear it's
example,
different.
an example was I was in my bedroom one day a few years ago, and a voice came in and said, you need to call your hairdresser and tell him to get his heart checked. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to tell my hairdresser to go get his heart checked. Sure. Like that's going to go over well, right?
Go over
But
well.
But I've been seeing him for a long time. So it's like I'm part of his family. It's a big Italian, hairdressing salon. So they're all like my brothers.
Mhm.
And I'm like, well, what if I don't? So now I'm talking back at this. Well, what if I don't? He goes, well, if you don't, then he will have about 2 years to live. If you don't, let him know. And so I'm like, okay. So then I made an appointment to go see the hairdresser, and I get there and I'm like, Cosmo, I got to tell you something. He goes, Lucy, you can tell me anything.
Wow.
I said, okay, well, that's a little crazy. He goes, what? I go, listen, I got a message that you need to go get your heart checked. You need to look at your heart and be aware of what's going on with your heart. He goes, what? I just got my heart checked like last week and they never found anything. Everything is good. He goes, what should I do? What should I do? And I went, so I had to wait. I had to wait for the more information.
Right.
I'm not a doctor. I don't know, right? I go, they're saying just be aware. And if anything trips in your heart, do not be a hero. Go straight to emerge. Do not mess with this. Go straight to emerge. Don't like, oh, it'll
I'll leave it
pass.
till tomorrow.
Yeah, No, don't have any of these go straight to emerge. He goes, okay. And then he says, do you know what day it is today? I go, no. He goes, it's my birthday. And I'm like, oh my God.
Crazy.
Happy birthday. So I don't come back for another 6-7 weeks. I come back again for another haircut. He goes, Luce, did you hear what happened? And I'm like, no, what happened? He goes, I felt a twinge in my heart. And I called my doctor and he says, okay, go straight to emerge. And I'm like, you're kidding me. He goes, yes, I went straight to emerge. And they put in 2 stents.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Wow.
Right away, because 2 of his arteries were clogged. And right away, they put 2 of these stents in. And then Cosmo told his doctor, my hairdressing client told me to do this. If I felt anything, she's the one that told me. He goes, don't listen to those people. They don't know anything.
Wow.
Well, we're crazy, aren't we?
Told me that. I said, I know, we get a bad rap. I don't know what it is, right?
Closed-minded.
So is when you're saying this channeling or this feelings that you have, like where you could sit, you get the message and then you channel
Veronica,
it.
your microphone.
I'm so sorry. So when you get, I just want to clear this up. You might get visions, you might have intuition, you might see things like Daniela, you probably get a lot of medical intuition, right? But it's not the same thing as channeling, right?
It's a
I
form.
think tuning
It's
into
a
the
form of
person.
intuition, yeah.
So it's tuning into it. Okay.
But when you do a true channeling, that voice comes through you out,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, it
Which
kind
we're
of
gonna do tonight.
bypasses you. It just bypasses you and come right out. You're like, oh my God,
Yep.
what did I just say?
Yep,
Hmm.
exactly.
So
And the same
I
thing with
noticed that as
automatic
well.
writing.
What's that?
It just
Dan?
flows.
What did you say, Daniela?
When I sit with a client, I consciously imagine that my soul and her or their soul are communicating, and we're here for the highest good for both of us. And
Exactly.
then they'll tell me months, whatever, a year, whatever later, they said, and when you said such and such, that was so helpful. Or I said, I said that?
Wow.
Like, I don't remember. Right. So I guess that's
Wow.
similar to what
Yeah.
you're saying, Danny and Lucy, is we're in the flow of things at the time. It kind of comes through, but it's not like something that you would normally have said.
Mhm.
Right. You're right. With most channelings, I only remember bits and pieces of it.
Mhm.
I don't remember the
Right.
whole thing.
That's
There's
brilliant.
many
And
times
even with
where
the
I,
automatic writing, even though I wrote a whole page of information, I'll have to go back and read it because I only remember tiny bits of it
right.
Wow.
because it
And
wasn't me.
there's
Wasn't me
been
doing
many
it.
times too where I spoke and I had to share my story at many 12-step meetings. And I spoke a lot, and many times I would start okay, and then boom, I would go into this zone, and then I would come out at the other end going, okay, well, I guess that's all I got. I don't know what I said.
Mm.
And then people would come up to me years after, oh my God, like you changed my life. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know what I said.
We're
So,
challenged.
So
yeah,
it's almost like you're being used as a vessel.
It is.
absolutely.
It is.
Okay, got it.
That's why you have to get out of the way.
Right.
And
You're
most
kind
people
of
can't
it,
do
yeah.
that.
And so what they're really just trying to show you is the truth, or the, like, give you the wisdom, like what Daniela was saying, like you get this wisdom of whatever it is for them, and or a message for them, like what you had, Lucy. And then you, because you've channeled it, you may not remember it. I hear that all the time from a lot of people that are channelers. They'll say, I don't remember what I said.
Yep.
Okay, got it. That's awesome. I'm not a channeler.
Mhm.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, and then you know what? Like you don't know what it is that why you got that message or why you're receiving that message. That's not your job to decipher what it is or all that. Your job is to relay it,
Just deliver it.
deliver it, and that's it. This is like, listen, I got this message. This is exactly how they said it, and it was for you. So I'm here telling you. And then they do what they want with it. And, of course, 9 times out of 10, it's like, the missing piece to
So
whatever.
you might channel, and it might be a thought, or it might be an image, or like
Usually a nice
symbol,
message.
or sorry.
It's usually a message.
Oh, for you it
Yeah,
is?
it's a message, usually a message. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Cool.
recently, I guess we can talk about this, can we, Lucy, about Martin?
Yeah.
So recently I channeled through a crystal skull,
Mm.
Right.
and there was a lot of knowledge, information that Martin, who owns it, didn't have. So it was helpful for Martin with the information that came out. So I don't know, there isn't anything I haven't channeled yet.
Yeah. And the cool thing about that was his partner, she does a lot of channeling, and it was nice to hear somebody else channel because she needed to take a break. Because when you are very active, it's like you don't have a choice in the matter. When they're like, hey, we need to talk to you, we need to channel, it's like, and that's what a lot of big channelers, I mean, you can turn it off, but when the message comes through, you got to
Gotta
work
go.
with them, right?
Yeah.
I gotta go.
So are
Is
you
it-
like in an almost altered state of consciousness?
Maybe a little bit. Yeah.
Mm.
Is it
Really?
always the same person that comes through that you channel, or is it different people that you could be channeling?
You talking about me?
Yeah, or you or Lucy.
Oh, I channel so many different beings. That doesn't matter. This collective I just talked about from off planet, the crystal skull, a tree, anything. It's all different sources. So,
And that's another thing that I can start working on, is just start tapping into, like, say, Jesus, right?
Mhm.
Or an entity, and I could see what I get, which I've never done really. It's been a random thing for me, or when I'm speaking with somebody, I'll clear my mind and go, okay, what do I have for this person? How can I serve this person? And then the information comes through. But I've never literally go, okay, we're going to channel Joshua, or we're going to channel,
Like spirits or
Lady
something.
Di.
Right.
So that's something that you can practice too and see what you get.
Exactly. And have a
And then
recorder.
always feel into the energy also. Is it light?
Mhm. Wow.
And if
Very
you want to
interesting.
practice on whatever you want to channel, have a recorder, because you may not remember much of it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
And actually, Theo, I don't know if anybody knows Theo. I know Tia, you know Theo. This woman, she channels Theo. But they got Abraham Hicks and this other woman. They all came together, and that's when I can't remember her name. She started channeling Abraham Hicks, and this other woman started channeling Theo, like way back in the day. And they're still going strong today.
Yeah.
So, and they didn't know what they were doing. They would just like, okay, we're gonna channel.
Well, look at like the law enforcement are starting to believe, right? You know what I mean? Like somebody, they're trying to find a body or something, and they'll get channelers and people that are mediums to come and so I mean it is out there in some
Yeah.
circles, but not to the intensity and not into the whole variety of what we're talking about, you know? Like
Yeah.
Small. It's small.
Yeah. I met
Pretty-
actually one medium psychic. She channels and she works with police to find missing
Mhm.
people. And I met her like 20 years ago. It was like really brilliant.
Well, we've had this ability all through the ages. There was
Mhm.
always channelers, there was always psychics, there was always mediums,
Yeah.
there's always healers, always.
This is
And
awesome.
they don't want us to like, run with this because,
Yeah.
Gets our
This is-
power back.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They don't
Mhm.
want us to know. I mean, they've done everything to block that third eye with
Mhm.
fluoride and everything, so they don't want us to know our power.
right.
Yeah, like you said, it's
Agreed.
very, very old, right? So
Yeah.
you're right, Tia. Like, oh, God.
Yeah.
We were like this naturally and then got dummied down, and now we're coming back out
Exactly.
again.
I mean, we should all have this ability, really.
Well, we all have it. We've just had it knocked out of us.
That's why they gave us cell phones.
Yeah.
So Danny, you're saying just practice and then just record? Just
Mhm.
practice?
That's a good way to
the channel?
start.
Okay.
And you can even try automatic writing.
Mhm.
I find if I want a lot of information from something, automatic writing gives me a lot of information. I can fill 2 pages. And it comes through so fast, I had to tell them to slow it down because I can't write that fast. The information can just flood in. So now they don't go so fast. But I find if I want information on something from someone, automatic writing, I get tons of information.
But Danny, before you do that, and Lucy, like any of you guys don't you kind of have to settle yourself, or like, I don't know if you want to call it meditate or do something that kind of has you get tapped in and you're like kind of zen to do it, or what like in order to do that, if you're going to do
For
it.
me, 30
Oh.
seconds of being quiet and bang, I'm in it.
Okay, well, you've been doing it a long time.
Well, it's practice, right?
Yeah,
Practice,
that's what I
but
meant.
yeah.
I
what
don't
you
need
were
to
asking.
meditate. I don't need to do any of that.
But
Yeah, so set your intention.
Just
okay,
bang, it's there.
great.
Right?
Danny, I'm just
Benny,
gonna
bang,
run
it's
out
there.
Want to go close that door, and there you go.
Right? I don't
No.
know. It's just
Walk
the
through
way I
that
operate.
portal. Can't you see that portal?
Exactly.
Um,
It's
I was
there.
gonna-
But
I was just gonna
you were just asking that though. Is it Marika? I can't.
Right.
It's Martika. Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, because I believe I had channeled years and years ago. It was I was at a friend's house. I had slept over on their couch in the living room, and it was in the morning time. We were having coffee together. And all I remember is I was sitting up and they were staring at me. And the way I had the sheets wrapped around, it looked like I was sitting like a monk, the way a monk sits with
Yeah.
the, the
Yeah.
ropes, except I was wearing white because the sheets were white. And we never spoke about it afterwards because I think I was embarrassed because I did not know what happened and I didn't know how to do it again. I listened to Abraham Hicks. I watched videos like documentaries on channeling and these types of things. And the automatic writing I've done before, but it's something that I wouldn't mind getting into,
Better
but I
at.
figure what you're saying, practicing and intention, and of course asking for permission and then recording it. So I'll
If
try
I
to
can
remember.
give any advice, raise your vibration before you do it.
Okay.
I don't feel that love in your heart or feel a powerful energy of gratitude. Just raise your vibration. You can feel that beautiful energy, and that alone will help you tap in.
Mhm.
Right? And then try it. And if it works for you, you might want some kind of meditative music in the background, whatever works.
Mhm.
And
Thank you.
see what happens.
Mhm.
Because we can do it.
I'll try it. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah,
I'll let you know.
please.
Yes.
So,
Decide who you're going
Also,
to channel.
you can
Yeah.
tell them to speak up, slow down, back up. You're too close. You're in
Yeah,
charge.
I never thought about that. For whatever reason, it just seems such a structured sort of thing. I don't know why, but yeah.
Yeah, just
So
get your head out of the way. Just let it come.
Yeah.
Just allow.
allow.
There was one time when my uncle was in the hospital and I got this message, you got to call her, 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 you got to call her. And I'm like, oh my God, who do I need to call and slow down, right? And I'm like, who? And they're like, you got to call. And they just would not let up. And I'm like, and I'm at
Just
General
slow down.
Motors on the line. So you have to get a relief man to get you off the line. And back then the phone booth, you had to go to a phone booth because we didn't have cells.
Yeah.
So I'm walking up to the phone booth going, who am I calling? You got to call, you got to call, you got to call. And I'm like, okay, but who am I calling? Right. So I'm like, okay, let me think. Okay, let me call. So I call the hospital and then I get the mother on the phone or the wife. She gets on, hey, how you doing? I get nothing. And then I'm like, who's there? The whole family's there. So I one at a time. The first one comes on, hey, how you doing? I get nothing. Second one comes on, hey, how you doing? I get nothing. The third one came on, boom, the energy came flying out of the phone. And I'm like hanging on to the phone like this, going, okay. And I'm like, what am I supposed to tell? Boom, it just all came through. It's okay to let him go. It's okay to let him go. And she's like, I don't want to let him go. No, 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 no. I'm like, woo, okay, got you. And they come in that way too. It's like move, 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 right?
Aggressive.
Yeah. So
Come in many
crazy
ways.
things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you can say, okay, slow down, slow down. I'm gonna try to figure it out, and I'm on your side. I'm gonna, help me out here.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah.
Well,
Have fun. Yeah. So Danny, did you want to do some readings right now?
no,
What
I
we're gonna
thought we
do
were
too
gonna,
is,
I thought we were
oh,
gonna
that's,
do a small channeling.
oh yeah. Sorry. We're gonna do a small channel, and then I also have Daniela on the line that I want her to share about a beautiful product that's helping people, and just so that you're aware of this product that's out there. So yeah, so Danny, who would you like to share? Like what we were talking about a couple days ago was Tarot by Janine and Brad Johnson.
Yeah.
They're two Canadians, right? And so they were talking, and she pulled cards talking about how a lot of people that we think passed away, they will be revealing themselves soon. And I mean, if you're in the knowing, you know who we're talking about. And so she's trying not to say the names,
Mhm.
but we both heard the thing, and we know that this is coming anyways, and we know,
Very
who's
soon.
working with what. So there's JFK, there's Lady Di, there's Prince, there's Elvis Presley, there's, Robin Williams. There's so many people that passed in the last few years, right? And so over time, Danny, you've been channeling, you've been tuning into these people. And, you don't have to channel somebody who's passed. You can also channel a live
People
person.
who are
still on the
alive.
planet.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
exactly.
because energy is energy, right? So whether you're on or off. So we thought, hey, let's talk about channeling. Let's talk about channeling, these prominent people that
Somebody
might be
interesting,
might be
right?
just coming back to say hello and freak everybody out. So we're thinking one of these big people. So who are you feeling you want to say hello to tonight, Danny?
Lady Diana just walked in. She just, may we speak to you tonight? Yeah, she has a message to share. Are we okay then? I
Yeah,
have the
just
floor.
pulling in the energy here.
Okay.
Okay, go
Picking
ahead,
up on
sorry.
her? I wish to share with you at this time some knowledge that may bring peace to your mind, peace to your heart. So much is going on the planet at this time. Danny knows we've spoken several times that I am not on the planet. I am on a ship most of the time, off planet on the Ashtar command ship. So much is happening behind the scenes that you do not realize. Those that are of the light have a very good idea of what's going on behind the scenes, that it is a war, it is a battle. I had to protect myself at this time. I faked my death. That was not me that passed away. I am still alive. I am still well, as are many others like JFK Jr. We speak often. There's a time coming where the system is coming down all over your planet, on every country, for it has been enslaving you and harming you. And this is not being allowed anymore. God has stepped in. God has put out the command that they must go. And many of us here are here to assist this planet at this time. You may call it the rise in vibration. You may call it the ascension, a shift in consciousness. All of those are true phrases of what is happening on your planet at this time. We are a collective of beings, earthbound and off planet bound, and also the ones that are non-physical, that are also involved in this liberation of the planet. It is a very concerted effort at this time. At the very near future, we will come forward and you will see us again. And it is our job to assist the planet in removing the controllers of this planet and bringing peace back to this planet and harmony and abundance that has been taken away from you at all times. Removal of all the dark entities and energies on this planet has been a massive, massive job. This has been going on for decades with the secret military, what some of you may call the white hats. But we also have the off-planet beings that are here and on many forms to assist this planet in freeing itself from the clutches of the dark. We are at the final phase right now. The war has been won. We understand that you need to hear these words so that you may feel peace, that you may understand that we are winning. The planet is winning. All of you are winning. Yes, there's been some damage. Yes, there's been some difficult times, and we're not quite through all of them. and many lives will be lost. But understand, those that have left were on a soul contract to live. So we cannot mourn all of those that have left or who are going to leave at this time. We need to keep our spirits high. We need to keep our focus on the end game, on the light. For this is our liberation. This is our greatest time in human history. Keep that peace, keep that focus, knowing that everything is in God's hands. God is as behind all of this, and we are here as servants to assist God in this final mission here on this planet. Expect the unexpected. Expect joy and peace and harmony and abundance coming your way very, very soon. When I appear, my job will be to take care of the monarchy in England. I will be dismantling it in all its forms. JFK Jr. will be here to dismantle the corruption here in America. That will be his job. So many of us have come here to do great work for the planet and the liberation of this planet, of the peoples. Expect many things in the very near future. So always keep yourself heart-centered, knowing that we are fine, that we are protected. There may be the odd skirmish on the planet, not to let it get you down. And do not believe the rhetoric coming from your governments or your health officials. It's nothing but lies. Their time is coming, for they will not be here much longer. And then we will work with our galactic families at that time on this planet to bring total peace here and harmony, along with all the technology that's been held back from us. All this advanced technology will be coming out to make our lives and this planet far better at this time, far cleaner at this time. Being free energy, one of those. This is all coming. This is all in your destiny. I wish to send you all my love at this time, for I see what's going on this planet on such a scale. And some days it brings my heart down, but I send you great love at this time. And we will be reunited, as this is our time to shine. I'll leave you with this message now as I sign off. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That was great. Thank you.
Yeah, that was very beautiful, smooth.
I felt the tremendous energy coming through. It put me very deep, like a deep state, and then like shaking like I get with meditation since Cornelius.
I'm sorry you were shaking.
Like a little bit like shaking and which I get now when I go into the meditative state. And really cold shivers, but it was like I still feel it. It's like it really brought me into like
A zone. Yeah.
Delta, or I don't know what to call it.
Wow. Good for
Wow.
you.
Wow. Really, I didn't expect it. I was gonna listen to you. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So
There's
just so
definitely
you
a lot of
understand, even though she faked her death, she had to be off planet to be protected, because it'd be too hard to try and hide her and feed her and all of these things. So she's been off planet since then. She comes down time and time, but not very often. Same thing with JFK Jr. So in one of the channelings, she showed me where she lives on the ship with Ashtar Command. And the energy up there is absolutely incredible. Absolutely. It was the Ashtar Command is where all the Ascended Masters are. For she's in that group. Very powerful being, Lady Diana. Very powerful being. Anyway, I'm glad you could feel her energy. That's awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of energy.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, I was told I heard that she was specifically for to infiltrate the monarchy and to dismantle
Yep.
it. And that was the purpose of her
Yep.
being chosen to go into this crazy,
Yep.
the most
Undercover agent.
dysfunctional family on the planet.
Undercover agent.
Yeah, yeah, undercover actually. Yeah.
And so, of
So-
course, they wanted her out of the way. Right? So it was in her interest. I'm not sure how it all went down, but to fake the death and everything. Yeah. Very powerful.
Amazing.
Okay. So I'd love to hear what Daniela has to say.
I think I'm,
Daniela, you want to bring on that now?
Yeah.
sure, I think I'm left a bit speechless right now. I'm still in that state.
Good girl. You'll be floating soon. Woo.
Yes.
So
Well, yeah, I mean, this
Can I,
technology.
can I ask a question, Rach?
Yeah, well, hang on. Yeah, let's ask
I-
if anybody has any questions first
Not
regarding
about
the channel.
Oh, okay, no, mine was about her machine.
But she hasn't said anything yet.
No, because I'm trying to track one down. That's all. Okay.
We're not going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about, okay, so we have a terahertz wand, and we've been using this wand, and we're in a chat group that a lot of people are using this wand and are getting some really amazing results from it. And we've noticed that some other truthers that have YouTube channels are talking about this wand. It's like, oh my God, we got to get in on this.
Mm.
So I've asked Daniela to do a little mini presentation because, you know, she's had it for a little bit longer than me. And with her also holistic background. So take the floor, Daniela.
All right, so here's the beauty. I have it on a stand, but it comes without the stand, it comes off. And it looks like a long hair dryer.
Mhm.
Deceptively simple looking. So first of all, it's a frequency device, and it does 3 different things. And it came to me through people who are very into frequency medicine and using frequencies even with their own mind. All the people that I was introduced to this product through understand the power of our mind. We can do a lot because everything is frequency. Our thoughts are frequency. And here we are at a platform on the bridge with you, Danny, being able to, you know, channel more freely, and you as well, Lucie, in different forms. And some of us sense a little bit, right? There's a range. So I think we're going into like the 5D and on, where we will all have these abilities. And
Oh, yeah.
any of these devices. Right now they are like training wheels. They're beautiful training wheels. And I think they're showing us what we can do, and then eventually we can do it without them. But even like you say, there's these truthers, they're talking about it because it really does give us an extra edge. So Lucie, you introduced me to the LifeWave patches that have wonderful abilities as well. And then I had heard about it because of quantum techniques, my teacher for quantum techniques talking about it and the principles. And then I was introduced to the Healy, and that takes more specific frequencies, and it changed my life literally overnight. So when I found out about this terahertz machine, and I started using it, it gave me even a whole other edge above what I already gained. So it's really quite remarkable. So what is this? So we have frequency ranges. We have infrared light, and then above that comes the terahertz frequencies, and above that is the microwave, and on, right? So the terahertz wavelength is between 30 and 3,000 microns, and that is like the same wavelength like our own human cells. It's the same wavelength that we absorb. And so when we irradiate our cells with this terahertz frequencies, the energy in the human body is rapidly increased. And the inert cells are activated, and the radiation energy is only 1/40th of sunlight and 1,000th of a cell phone frequency. So, because that was a concern for me, like, oh my gosh, what kind of radiation are we getting here?
Right.
And so, and what it does, it's like it's able to penetrate. Like when you blow it, it goes quite far, but once it reaches something like the body or some kind of material, it goes 20 to 30 centimeters, and it can go through skin, through the internal organs, bone marrow. It's constantly decongesting and purifying the blood vessels and lymph in the body, and in this way, the microcirculation is simultaneously improved, and the skin is nourished, unhealthy or damaged areas are repaired, necrosis are eliminated, and the internal organs are healed, and the cells are further strengthened. So, what does this do? So, practically speaking, the other reason why I actually got this machine is that it can structure water. So structure machines that structure water cost like $1,500, $1,200, I don't know, a lot. And this machine, if you blow it, let's say you have a glass jar or cup, and you blow it through here or on top, it doesn't matter, and it will structure the water. So I assume the people here in this audience know about Dr. Emoto, the Japanese scientist, right?
Yeah.
That showed how if you place a word on a container of water, how it can change the way the water will crystallize, the little drops will crystallize. Meaning that, like, the word, whether it's love or hate, will have a different effect. So also the water in ourselves will be affected by what we are thinking, by what we are feeling. And so I actually write things on my bottle here, like I have oneness and ageless and joyous, and I am that I am, love and peace in our hearts, kindness, loving awareness, and to bring the frequencies in. Now, so that's just the beginning, structuring water. Structured water is like the fourth stage of water. You have solid, which is ice, you have liquid, vapor, and then you have the easy water, exclusion zone water. That's when it's in that, it's more like a gel when it's in that state, and it actually enters the cell better than the regular phase water, the second phase of water, liquid, right? So this is partially why we're having all these effects, because it goes into the cell better and it cleanses the cell, and then it can take things out again nicely because of that. Now, so what we do here with this machine, we drink a couple of glasses of structured water, and then we increase the amount of water in our body, and then we use it. We use the machine on our body. We turn it on, and it has different settings, but it's pretty loud. I'm going to put it on. It has a heat setting. Now, Lucy doesn't need that too much because she's in Costa Rica, but heating the body and then allows more of the healing benefits to come through. Or you can put it on a cooler kind of setting or a gentle setting if you're doing the face. But now you are, after you've drunk this water, now you are blowing it on acupuncture points or the area that might be hurting, a frozen shoulder or a knee, and it will charge the water in the body even more. There's a third function. So we have heat and we have terahertz frequencies. The third function is a special interest for the group over here because it creates scalar waves. Are you guys familiar with scalar waves?
A little bit.
So scalar waves, it's like the energy field that connects everything, right? The scalar energy. it's a 0-point field. We have many names for it, right? What else do you call it? Source field. So it's the field that connects everything, and has all the information. And so when we use the wand and we are thinking, it's like we're thinking of what we want. We're using affirmation. This scalar wave that's being created with the wand will actually amplify that and putting it out to the universe. So it's like it's giving us access to what we call the internet of things, right? The energy that connects everything in the universe, and it's like one big database, mother of all databases. And so that we dream up our life. So our thoughts are magnetic, and our thoughts create, reality, feelings, and insights and visions, and we create our reality around us. So this device actually helps us to amplify that, and it will bring into the water as well whatever you put into it. So when we are using it on our water, it is good to think of what we want to create with this, what we want to amplify with it. That's why I wrote that. But another thing we can do is put another little jar container on top of the water, and we can put anything we like into that jar that we would like to bring the frequencies into it. So this morning I have a very big shungite. I put the shungite ball right there, and so it can give you EMF protection water. Or you can put essential oil straight like that in there, and then have it flow right on there into the water. You can take crystals. You could take. I did that also earlier because David has a sinus infection, some kind of a cold. So I took an herb, andrographis, and put some of the pills in there and blew that into the water and gave him that.
Oh,
It's kind of me to bring him some water, but I actually put the frequencies of andrographis in there.
That's brilliant.
Right?
For somebody who doesn't want to
so-
take medication or something.
Right, exactly. Yeah, when you're dealing with mental health patients, right, who need some GABA or whatever it is to bring down the anxiety.
Yeah.
And I know that there are practitioners that have used it this way, straight at their clients on Zoom.
really?
Oh,
The scalar wave is going to carry through.
wow.
So it's really a magical device. It's incredible. The more I learn about it, I mean, I absolutely love it. I started using it immediately. You use it for about a week, then you take a day off. So it was 6 days and you take a day off. And not to get the body too used to it, right? You want it to get sensitive to it. And you could just do it a few minutes, a few times per day. But I found that it really energizes me, even just drinking the water. I mean, with the Healy, I was able to feel so good. Like I was coming from very strong hypothyroid state to overnight being back to myself. So that was pretty good. And then when I added this, I noticed another difference. So when I was still feeling good, if I didn't sleep more than 5 hours a night, I would really need a nap. I couldn't function too well. I mean, I normally slept 7 to 8 hours. If it was 5 hours, it's not easy. If I had 2 days in a row, like forget it. And with this one, I noticed that I had 2 nights in a row. I don't normally do that, but it was circumstantial. I got 4 hours, 2 nights in a row, and I didn't need to nap. And the second night, because I drank the water and I did a little bit of blowing on my body to do the adrenals, whatever, the thyroid, whatever. And then we drove from New York back to Toronto, and I was able to drive a few hours. I never napped in the car. I could focus fully. So it's pretty amazing. And the price, I mean, just for a scale away machine, I don't know, I think they cost like $50,000-$60,000 or something,
Yeah.
US.
Wow.
So this is $350 US in the States if you order it there, or $385 in Canada, US, including shipping and taxes. So it's quite surprising. It's made in Malaysia. There are knockoffs of this. They look the same as this, but they don't have as many. I don't know if you can see here, these things, they have different amount because this is patented and they don't have the same thing. There's like an optical crystal inside that creates the terahertz frequencies. It has infrared that goes through the crystal and then creates the terahertz frequencies. What else can I tell you about this? Maybe you have questions.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we're seeing in the chat, in the Telegram, that it's like healing all kinds of stuff. I mean,
Oh yes, good. Yeah, absolutely. I didn't even talk about it.
Yeah,
So one person, he couldn't open his wrist. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. Yes, we can.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, we
Yes.
can.
But you're
I
frozen,
think I froze.
but we can hear you.
So now you hear me, right?
We hear you. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a
We hear
man
you.
who couldn't open his wrist.
Now we
Okay,
can't
it's
hear you.
better now.
Okay, there you are. Okay, we got you.
Okay, I think it's back now. Okay. So a man couldn't open his wrist.
His hand. Oh, you're left again.
Minutes of wanding of the first time.
You're good now.
Okay, I can hear you.
Oh, we lost her completely.
Oh, wow.
Just
Okay,
when we're
until she gets
getting to the
back.
good part.
I know, eh?
Yeah, that's the good part.
So there's a Telegram group and people are putting in their results and stuff. And this one woman, she had like severe eczema on her hands and she took a before and after, and one hand was completely red. And the other hand was really, really, really reduced. So many things, brown spots, wrinkles, chakras. It opens up all your chakras, and you can use, and they have these couple of guys there that will check the chakras. They'll check before to see if the chakras open with the pendulum, and then they'll use the wand, and then they check again, and it's like off the charts, and you can open up all your chakras that way, or you can get rid of pain in your body. I mean, I did, and you can like, it's equivalent to like a 2-hour massage, like 20 minutes of it. It's equivalent to like a 2-hour massage. And I did 2, how do you want to call it, terahertz massage
Yeah.
last night on Eliza and her daughter. And they were like whacked out, like sitting on the couch. Like, I'm like, you okay? Yeah. It was pretty good.
It
So
works.
go ahead. You're back there. You got a few more minutes, Daniela.
Yeah, people really like the feeling of it. It feels good. And yeah, I was saying about a man who couldn't open his fist for over a year, and after 20 minutes was able to open. My mother-in-law with her, she has neuropathy, and she couldn't spread her toes. Again, in the first 20 minutes, she spread her toes. Another friend's knee went away in one session. You use it's actually like a acupuncture device, like a moxibustion device, the heat. And you go on specific, acupuncture points, or you can go on the acupuncture, what do you call them?
Meridians.
Meridians.
The meridians, yes. But you could keep it very simple too, just straight away work on the area that you want to. Or you could work on the chakras. Yeah, you could start on the head and go down. You can use it as a beauty machine as well. So you put it on a lower heat and lower heat, lower blowing, and you go like this on your face, and all your face. It will work also on the gums, of course. You can do your eyes, straight on your eyes. There's a light in here, but it's just to show you where it's shining. If the light is not bad for us, so we can go straight on. You close your eyes, because do your eyes. So my friend, after doing her eyes for just about 3 minutes for a few days, she had one eye that was always a little smaller than the other. The eye went same size. The pockets underneath her eyes disappeared. One woman told us that her hair color came back.
Oh,
And
yeah.
use it and when you're using on your scalp, of course you're working on your brain. So it's just pretty phenomenal. And now I use it as my hair dryer as well. Like, I'm not going to use a normal hair dryer if I can benefit some more as well.
Because
So
the
I
company
also-
that makes the wand is a hair dryer company.
But
Really?
they're not the inventors of it. They're the ones who are making it. So yeah, they
Yeah.
don't have to make
They're not the
device
no,
very
they're just,
well. Yeah.
so it's like,
It's a Malaysian company that is marketing this, and the technology comes out of China. But like, in China, there's a lot of stuff that we might not trust too much. But there's a lot of good like science, like studies that a reputable university in China that did this. And there's so much information on scalar wave, of course, like by Joe Dispenza and so on, that you can look up, and on terahertz as well. It is technology that's been hidden from us, that they've known about for a very long time. And I think this is so exciting, right? Because we were talking earlier, we're going into different times, and yeah, there were times where you had to hide who you are. You had some, right? You could hear the trees speaking or people's thoughts when you had to check out, and I think it was done on purpose. It was because to make us feel like we're crazy, because they didn't want us to realize who we are. They didn't want us to know about all these amazing inventions that have been around, and it's all coming out now. And there are beautiful white hats that are releasing technology and med beds and all that. And I believe this is on that level. This is like a mini med bed that we have right here. It's really beyond incredible. I'm very grateful that this came into my life.
Wow.
beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Does anybody have any
And-
questions regarding it?
I do.
Okay.
Sure.
Go ahead, Danny.
Am I up? Does it help vision?
I haven't done it on myself enough on my eyes, and I really don't know why, because I'd like to improve my vision. Obviously, I wear these a lot.
Yeah.
I don't see why it wouldn't, especially if we would use the affirmations with it. One thing that I noticed, though, I learned to do reconnective healing, and I was shocked to see that the teaching assistants with Eric Pearl, there were many of them that had glasses. And why, when there's so many healings, and reconnective healing doesn't guarantee you'll have a healing, but still I thought it would be more. So I started noticing many people in many different modalities that are really high level healers, and they still have glasses.
Yeah.
So including Cornelius.
They say
Right.
it's one of the hardest ones to
Right.
heal.
Yeah, that's right.
No, so he just does not use glasses. He just uses that for protecting on the shield, as a shield to
Okay.
not see too much.
Oh,
It's just a protection. He doesn't need glasses actually.
oh,
He
that's
said that.
Okay.
What I wanted to ask is, it's plugged in, yeah? It has to be plugged in.
Mhm.
It's what?
Yeah, it has to be
it's
plugged in.
It's plugged
Yeah.
in. It's really easy because, and I saw them measuring. There's like no EMF, like bad EMF coming off, because I was wondering if you're holding this thing that's plugged in. Although you don't need to hold it, because you can also have it on the stand, right? So,
Yeah.
and then just
Right.
put it on the counter. It can reach different parts of the body. You can put it on the floor. You know.
Has it helped your husband
Excuse
with
me.
the leg? Has it helped your husband with his legs?
You know how it is when the shoemaker's kids go. You know, if he would listen to do it regularly, but he's only used it a few times. That was the main reason why I wanted to buy it, was that I was hoping that it would bring him relief.
You have to
Yeah.
like chase him around the house with it.
You know, Lucy, it's not like
Sit down.
But
Yeah,
even drinking the water should help also.
right,
Yeah.
right. I do some of that.
Yeah.
Water.
Okay.
so there you go. So
Very
yeah, there's tons of information and it's available. If you're interested in more, you can connect with Daniela. She can help you out with it too.
Yeah, it kills viruses, parasites, like nothing can like that. The negative stuff doesn't resist all the light that you're flooding your body with.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, I often will put it over my stomach for that, you know.
Good
Yeah, I
idea.
have this little tiny scar on my stomach just below my belly button, and I've just been blowing it on there, and it just keeps getting smaller and smaller. I have been noticing
Wow.
that. So it does brown spots, age spots, wrinkles.
Skin tags that fall off.
Oh, really? And that's my, oh yeah, I heard skin tags.
you
Like
did.
if you're in the chat, you're like, what?
Like everything under the sun, you know. And,
So
and,
you're
and
like,
so you can also charge not just water, but you can charge your food. Like I'll take my frozen blueberries, put them in a little bit of water, and I charge them because now they've been
oh yeah,
frozen, right? Give them back life, you know.
yes, yes.
Wow.
Soups, all kinds of food.
Oh,
You can also, when you water your plants with this, my friend had this, what do you call this, Christmas rose or something? Plant,
I don't
and it hadn't bloomed in years. And she put charged water on it, and it bloomed within days.
Wow. Interesting.
call us crazy.
Good.
All right, so I just wanted to add some more woo-woo to our woo-woo conversation there. So,
Good. Thank you.
so any more questions regarding anything?
Thanks to Daniela.
Yeah, thank you, Daniela.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Yeah, thank you. That was very thorough. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you.
Yes,
There you
thank
go. Yeah, so I don't know, and the thing about it is too, like it's not a thing where you have to keep purchasing to keep, you know, replenishing yourself, like with more vitamins and more this and more
Yeah.
that. You have it one time and that's it for life, which is another
Wow.
thing.
Very good.
You want more multivitamins, just put it in there, like she was saying, and charge the water. So it's pretty cool.
Great idea.
Yeah, I think I would even put things like written things that maybe like
Mhm.
some inspirational things that we find spiritually, or maybe a photo of, I don't know, of something,
Yeah.
and put it there, you know.
Very good.
Start attaching abundance to my water.
Yes,
Yes.
that's it.
Financial abundance.
Yeah.
You have
I
the
agree.
tea too. The sources
Sorry?
do the same. The sources do the same thing.
Source seeds.
Yeah.
I was
I use
using them
it.
in my water for a while, and now I have to understand that more because then I forgot now. So I have to find out more about it. I have to talk to you more about it.
Yeah,
Just
sounds
keep
good.
adding to it. As start with 4 or 5 and then keep adding.
Oh. Okay, so I have to wrap this beautiful, amazing
Yeah.
call up.
Gonna
And
do it.
so I want to thank everybody for being on, and happy solstice, and thank you,
Happy
Danny, for the
solstice.
beautiful channeling,
Thank
You're
and
you.
Daniela
welcome.
for your beautiful explanation, and everybody else that's been on the call to co-create with us tonight.
Mhm.
And so we are open to suggestions as what you want to talk about next week.
Yes, we are.
Next week, I think, is the 28th. Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right,
I-
so,
Oh, I was just
Mhm.
gonna sit, I just wanted, is this a suggestion, the Ascension?
Ascension,
Maybe you've talked to Death about it, I don't know.
yeah.
Oh, for next
absolutely.
week. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, okay.
Yeah, I just kind of
Well, that's a big
curious to be
subject.
be prepared for what's going on, because everyone, I have some people that are awake, but a lot of people aren't, and so I just been turning to Facebook. I have a page, Unity of Light, they talk about the Ascension, but apart from that, I really don't know much about it.
Mm-hmm,
That
Yeah,
would
it's
be a good
perfect.
subject.
mm-hmm. Okay, sounds
Good
good.
one.
Yeah,
I
we're
would
open
Okay,
to
thanks for
suggestions.
your
I would
input.
like to hear about it also in the context of what you just said, Martika,
Yes?
is that you're saying there are a lot of people who don't know, and I think it's time right now that we're not just working on our own ascension, but that we're understanding that we are we, not a me,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and how we are, how we can now do this switch, right? So
Mhm.
that we bring all of us together.
exactly. Unity consciousness.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
And the healing that has happened, because a lot of us here have done so much healing on ourselves. And then sometimes there's other layers there that are from our families, from our ancestors,
yeah.
and from the
exactly.
collective. This is what's happening now. I think what we're being asked is to help release and free all those levels that are beyond ourselves.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
correct.
So if you could
Yeah.
talk, about it with that focus, and then ascension with that focus would be beautiful.
Mm,
Very much.
all right, perfect, perfect.
Okay,
Well, awesome. So, and if we don't see anybody next week, we wish everybody a happy holiday if you celebrate.
Yep.
yeah.
Happy holidays
Uh,
to everyone.
Yeah, it's a little
Well,
different when you're in the
happy
tropics.
solstice.
Yeah, happy solstice for sure.
Mhm.
Let the energy in.
The days are getting longer. Woo!
Yay!
Hey,
We
yes.
had a beautiful sunset last night, pink rays coming out. It was
Oh,
like,
come on, I don't want to hear about it.
Wow.
it's beautiful. Beautiful. Wow.
Yeah,
Isn't it
All
good for
right.
you. Okay,
So
good
thank you
night
so
then.
much. And we will see you next week.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Good
Night.
night.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Bye. Good night.